Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the CanadianGameDevs.com podcast, episode number 146. This is a weekly show covering all the games made in Canada and the people who create them. My name's Steven, spelled the PH and an A like Stefan, but said Steven. And of course, joining me, as always, the other main dude behind CanadianGameDevs.com, Steve, which is short for Steven.
Steven, technically. With PH.
Yeah,
E.
with a PH and an E.
See, I'm so used to telling people that it's with a PH, but you're with a PH as well. So I have to adjust my normal verbiage on when I have to explain my freaking name.
Oh man, it's a whole to quote one of the greats, rigmarole. But that's not why you're here. You're here to hear more about the Canadian events, jobs, news, all that we cover here on the site. But before we get to that, I want to, of course, shout out our amazing Patreons. If you want to join them, head on over patreon.com/CanadianGameDevs to help us keep the lights on. They get special 2-day early access to the show, an exclusive channel on our Discord, game key giveaways, and the knowledge that they're helping us keep on covering the Canadian game development scene. Steve, the PS5 event finally happened. You got to see it. It looks whack. It looks like a fan or a router.
So many people are like, it's like a mix of like what it looks like. Personally, I don't care like what it looks like, as long as it fits in my little like compartment thingy in my TV stand. That's all I really care about. It could be like, it could just be a picture of like my dead dad for all I care.
Wow.
if it could play Spider-Man, then that's all I need.
You could make a custom one with a little RIP memorial on the front. That got dark really fast.
Oh god.
But
Father's Day is next week, so
yeah. I don't like the way it looks. The fins are gonna break very easily, and you have to put a stand on it sideways, which is so dumb. That's a first, I think.
Yeah, it is weird, and I prefer the Xbox Series X, like just the black rectangle thing.
Because it looks like the giant in a Planet of the Apes, you know, they see the big like
the monolith thing.
Door thing.
Yeah,
that's what it looks like.
Oh man, so I would rather have that, but I don't really care. Like, I would rather it just look like a PS4 or whatever. But like, it really doesn't matter. Now the question is, are you going to go with disc or disc base? I'm assuming or discless, or disc base. I'm assuming you're disc.
Disc, yeah. I want control over my games.
Yeah, like I just, if you go, I'm probably mostly digital anyways, but it's nice to have that like choice. My mom, like Christmas presents and stuff, like
lending them to your friends,
borrowing, like.
It's funny because PlayStation had that video of like Shuhei Yoshida when the PS4 was coming out, where it's like how to share a game on PS4, and they were like roasting Xbox.
Yeah, I remember that.
And they just hand the game case to their friend, and the video ends.
That's so good. I wonder if like something like that with digital, because they have to get better with their digital stuff anyways. Because like Steam, you can refund anything under 2 hours, right? Which
2 hours, and I think a certain amount of time from when you bought it.
Yeah, which is essentially a 2-hour demo for every single game. So like Sony, even like not including the borrowing and lending and stuff like that, Sony just needs to get better with their like digital storefront stuff before.
Dude, GOG has no time limit on your returns.
Oh really?
Yeah, it's absurd. And they're like, we're just testing this. If we see people are abusing it, we'll get rid of it. But they just generally like, you buy a game, you want to play it and collect it, and everyone who's on GOG wants like a collection of good games, you know?
Yeah.
So like they're leaps and bounds ahead of everyone.
Yeah. So, and we've discussed this too, where their store, like PlayStation stores, are stupid because we do the wish list every week and
can't wish list.
Like there's like 5 games you can wish list on PS4,
and they're the
right
PlayStation ones.
Marvel's Avengers was one of them though. So
true.
Hey,
we're gonna save that though, Steve. We're gonna save all this PS5 talk for the end for hot take of the week.
That's right. However, I should say you should play the Winner Ganya thing, because I haven't bought the itch.io $5 like crazy banana thing with like 1,000 games. So I'm buying it. I'm buying it right now because I haven't bought it yet.
It's a lot of games.
This says it will receive 1,659 items, which
that's a lot of items.
That's a lot of freaking items. So I mean,
lots of Canadian games in there too.
Yeah, I mean, Short Hike I see right there. It's one of the
Celeste
front and center ones. Oh really? Celeste? I just bought.
Celeste is in there.
I have some things to tell you on this list.
Okay, we'll get to that. But we're going to start with events.
All right, let's do it.
First up, Interactive Ontario is having an online town hall about how you can apply for certain, programs to help with recovery from all the damage you might have taken from COVID. That's happening June 22nd, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can go sign up for the Eventbrite. It's free. And then 2 events happening this fall you might want to keep on your radar. Game Dev Atlantic is having an all-day digital sort of conference thing in lieu of their in-person one. That's September 18th from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. You can register for that too. And Game Developers of Color Expo is happening the day after, September 19th. And you can register to, I think they're still accepting like speakers and your games. And then you can also just register to like attend virtually. Mm-hmm. So check out all of those. I haven't put them on the site yet, but by the time you're listening to this on Wednesday, they will be on the site. Or patrons, bear with me. It's probably in one of the like location channels. I'll put them in there too. And then we got a singular job to plug for you today. Of course, returning job purchaser A Game Studios. Bring your A game. It's looking for a 2D artist. To join them on their exciting new project, which is a groundbreaking 70s themed sci-fi game. Sounds like something I want to play. You must be willing to work remotely, based in Ontario. You can commit at least 10 to 15 hours a week for the next 8 or so months, and they're willing to pay $30 an hour, which, as we saw from #GameDevPaidMe, pretty good rate.
Pretty decent, yeah.
Comparatively. You'll be working on designing and integrating optimized 2D assets for game sprites, including character, environment, and UI, working with their creative director to take concept art and refine the general look and tone of the game, and iterate on visual direction based on gameplay requirements, and we will be using Unity for this, so hopefully you have some familiarity with that. Go to our site, canadiangdevs.com/jobs to apply for that. And if you want to feature a job listing on our site, hit us up, email, Discord, Twitter, wherever. All right, I got some news for you this week, Steve. It was a pretty good week for news. There was so many things going on. It was basically like, this would have been when E3 was
I know,
this week.
yeah.
So there was the PC Gamer Show, the Guerrilla Collective, the PS5 stream, there was one after the PC Gamer Show, the Future Indie Showcase, whatever. So I kind of just like skimmed through all those, looking for Canadian games.
IGN had some shit too. IGN had their own thing, summer.
Oh yeah, no, IGN was just doing the Guerrilla live stream, but Guerrilla was its own thing, I think.
No, I think didn't IGN have the summer of gaming or something?
No, that's just what they're calling all these streams on their platform.
Oh, I thought they actually had like announcements and stuff.
They had like some developer stuff, and they had like some speedrunners for charity.
Oh.
But yeah. But before we get to that, I got a couple for you. A Short Hike, Game of the Year 2019, according to me, is getting a vinyl soundtrack with cover art from Toronto-based artist Saffron. There's 3 different covers. They're all gorgeous. I got the hiking one, but then there's a beach one and an Aurora Borealis one.
Oh.
Yeah, they're really pretty. They look really good. And the first 100 of each get like record mat. I don't know if I was one of the first 100, but I guess I'll find out when I get it. So you can check out that if you really like the music for that game. It's also by another Toronto artist, Mark Sparling.
How much was it?
Ooh, I can check. It was shipping and then US, so not cheap.
Yeah, true.
It's like 10 or 15 songs, and it was like 40 Canadian after shipping and tax. Yeah.
It's such a bitch sometime.
Yeah, it is. I had some money in my PayPal, so that helped.
That's right.
But yeah, for the most part, vinyls for indie games, and mainly any games, are just not cheap. You want it, you know?
Yeah, no, of course. I don't have any. Now that I think about it, I don't think I have any like soundtracks. I should really. When I build my Sega Genesis thing, I think that's maybe what I'll dip into that too. Because the thing with Sega Genesis, like, there's some really dope soundtracks, and I have no idea if they were ever like re-released. But the Sega Genesis like has a really shitty sound card or whatever, so that a lot of them sound like shit. Hey, Clam Man is the first one is on this. I'm just going through all the games on this.
Stumpy Frog?
Itch.io thing. Yeah.
Oh no, in the Itch.io bundle?
Yeah, in the.
Oh, I thought you meant vinyls, because Stumpy Frog does a bunch of indie vinyls.
Oh really? No, no. Sorry, I'm on page 7 of 56 of my
Jesus Christ.
of the itch.io games. I'm seeing Bleed 2, like a lot of Canadian ones.
Yeah. Shout out.
Double Cross. I haven't even played that. Hey, why does it say Graffiti Game? It's interesting.
So yeah, A Short Hike vinyl. I'm pretty sure there's still some available, but yeah, check that out. Toronto-based Torn Banner Studios has announced Chivalry 2 for current and next-gen consoles, and it will feature cross-play. Big ups to Torn Banner. Is a multiplayer first-person slasher inspired by epic medieval movie battles. It's a direct sequel to 2012's Chivalry Medieval Warfare, a game that I saw in many of those like funny meme like in-game videos that like Kotaku does, like the highlight reel.
Oh yeah.
Some funny stuff happens in Chivalry, and yeah, it's an Epic Store exclusive on PC, but of course PS4, PS5, Xbox One, Xbox Series X, and cross-play across all of them. Big ups. You can wishlist it on Epic because they have a wishlist feature now. Come on, I think we've done it already for a wishlist. This,
I think you're right.
So,
come on, Apex,
no sound effect this week.
Get your get your shit together, Apex, and let me crossplay. Torn Banner Studios got it.
Yeah, I mean the indies are doing it. Why can't you do it?
Yeah. Are you excited for Chivalry? Did you play the first one or?
No, I haven't played the first one.
Yeah, same. I'm excited for this though. They ported the other ones too, and I just always like. I think I own it on Steam or something like that, but I never did end up playing it. I some people that I used to work with like really loved it. Like every like Tuesday or something like that, they would play like in the office, and just like play it. But I never got back to it. So maybe Chivalry 2.
Maybe it'll be better. It'll be bigger. It'll be on your PS5 with
They'll have
trophies,
ray tracing as well.
Will it?
I don't know.
Maybe.
I barely know what a ray tracing is. So.
The mirrors look better or something. I don't know.
Yeah. The diamonds get cut. I saw that from the PS5 thing.
All right, Steve. Probably the biggest Canadian announcement from the PS5 stream, and one of the most controversial, but you know what a gamers know. Goodbye Volcano High announced from co-op mode in Montreal. It's coming 2021 to PS5, PS4, and Steam.
Why was it controversial?
Because it has furries in it, and people are really shitty to furries, you know?
Oh man, that's funny. I didn't see that.
It's some furry shit, you know, but that's okay.
Sorry, I saw that it was furries. I didn't see that people were like upset about it being furries. Because it's all animals and stuff.
Also, I just want to say I was on Twitch and the PS5 stream was hitting 2 million concurrent viewers just on Twitch. So I don't know what else it was across all the other language channels and YouTube and on the PS4 like app they made. So this was probably close to like 3 million people watching this at once.
Yeah.
And then this furry narrative adventure game comes up in the same stream with like Horizon 2 and Spider-Man Miles Morales. It is like not what these people are expecting. So I think that's where a lot of the hate came from. But it's a branching narrative adventure game starring a non-binary protagonist named Fang. The logo has a meteorite in it, and since they're pitching this as the tagline is like, it's the end of an era and the start of a love story. I feel like, because they're all kind of like dinosaurs and like creatures like that, I think a meteorite is going to hit this high school at the end.
I'm down with that, actually.
And all the dinosaurs are going to die.
I mean, it's called Goodbye Volcano High as well, which could act as like your last year. It's their last year in the high school, and then also it's just going to get
the end of dinosaurs. Also, they're not when they're dinosaurs, they're not furries. They're scalies. It's a different little thing.
Yeah, I unfortunately learned that this week from you. I didn't know that was a thing.
Guide Fang through the final year of their high school as they try to make things right before time is up.
Now you owe Sony a little apology, I think, because you were chirping them thinking we wouldn't see indies, and we saw quite a bit. I didn't.
We did, and we'll get to that, Steve.
Okay,
but this is they gave a huge spotlight to this game with millions of people watching, so big ups.
And co-op is kind of killing it lately too, because they were on that. They have the Apple Arcade.
Oh yeah, Winding World. Well, Nog was huge. Like I don't know if you played Nog, but
I didn't.
that was,
Although now I own it because I saw it in the in the
yeah,
cheap
it's in
one.
that bundle. So Nog was on pretty much everything, and it was a big VR game too. And then they've done a Depenier Nocturne, which we streamed a week or two ago. I love that. Winding Worlds and Apple Arcade, and now this. So they're picking up steam.
Everyone in that studio owns a percentage of the thing, right? So
Yeah, it's called co-op mode because it's a literal co-op. Everyone is equal share, equal split of what they make, and so it's big incentive for everything to do well.
get that PS5 money, you know?
Yeah, I mean they're gonna get it, and PS4 money, and Steam.
Yeah.
Big ups.
Cool.
Next game, I don't think anyone really saw coming. Super Brothers, the Quebec-based game studio who we haven't heard from since 2012, 2011.
I meant to look that up. Is that their last game? Like,
Yep, their last game, Sword and Sorcery, came out. We can find that. We have the ability to get this information.
we have the internet.
They've been just MIA because
Wow,
the game blew up in 2011, March 24th was that game's release date. So over 9 years since their last we heard anything from them. And they announced Jet, the Far Shore. It's being co-created by a company called Pine Scented, which I cannot find anywhere on the internet. So this might be a new studio's first project. Mm-hmm. And with music by artist SCN-TFC, which I think is like scientific. They haven't updated their site with a press kit as the time of the recording. I don't know anything about this game other than the trailer, but it looks really interesting. There's like these people, they get on a spaceship, going to space, and then they're in space, and then it ends, and then there's the title.
They actually have a legit Epic store front.
Oh, they're on Epic?
Yeah.
All right, that's news since I wrote this piece. Then I'll check their website one more time, like as we're talking about it. Oh, yep, they have an official website now. So Jet the Far Shore. Let's go to info here. This wasn't available when. Jet the Far Shore was created over the span of some years by Super Brothers and Pine Scented. It's the second video game following the 2011 cult classic Sword and Sorcery EP. An all-international all-star Jet squad of industry professionals have been assembled to bolster the project and bring it to completion. There's much more to say, Jetwise. Hop aboard our Twitter feed at JetXYZ or subscribe to their newsletter. Whoa, big team here. I'm counting 2, 4, 6, 8, close to 20 people working on this game.
It looks like it's might be an Epic Game Store exclusive because on their Twitter it says Holiday 2020 PS5, PS4, and Epic Game Store.
Oh, thank God, there's a press kit now.
There you go.
That's lovely. Because I was like scrambling when this guy announced because I wanted to get up on the site, but we can amend that now.
I'm really digging this art style, and it's completely different from Super Brothers too, which is
yeah, big 3D, getting kind of Limbo Inside vibes. Not Limbo, more Inside.
And sorry, not Super Brothers. I meant well, I guess
that was the tagline. It was like Super Brothers : Sword and Sorcery.
Oh
EP.
yeah, that's right. Yeah, all right, cool.
So you're not off.
All right. I know what I'm talking about.
We should get Sebastian on here when this comes out because he's a big fan of Sword and Sorcery. Get his take on it.
I'm done.
All right.
I want to chirp him about Borderlands. So
next bit of news, announced at the very end of the PC gaming show, the big glowing out trailer was the first time we got to see the Outlast Trials from Montreal-based Red Barrels, with the confirmation it's coming 2021. It's on the Epic Game Store. You can wishlist it. It's also on Steam. And the teaser trailer is all cinematic. It's no gameplay. I was kind of bummed about that. I like gameplay. Gameplay or nothing, Steve. If I can get tone from a cinematic trailer, and I got some tone from this, but I really just want to see what you're doing. It looks like it's multiplayer. It's set in the Cold War, and there's the company from the Murkoff Corporation, who's the company from the other one, I'm pretty sure, although maybe hardcore Outlast fans correct me if I'm wrong. You're strapped to this chair at the beginning, and they're like doing tests on you, and then they like unleash you into this like little, I don't know, this kind of Saw stuff going on.
Yeah, I got a Saw vibe from it, from the whole thing, basically.
But it's not VR, and they want to make that they made that clear in the replies because the characters are like wearing goggles.
Wearing the thing, yeah.
And I think it's multiplayer. I don't know. We don't have a lot of information, but you can wishlist it. So I don't know, that's something.
Yeah, because we knew about this game. Like, I don't. Maybe we didn't know it was Outlast Trials, but we knew they were working on Outlast. I forget like specifically.
No, they called it Outlast Trials. Yeah.
So I'm like, we were kind of talking about this when we were playing Apex the other night. Like, I'm fine with CGI trailers if it's like the first thing we've ever seen of it, and it's just like cool. It's like, oh yeah, this is like the next game from them, and that's fine. But like when we already know about it, and then they just showed like this trailer, which it looks like they've had to kind of clarify quite a bit because it's like, is this a VR game? No, it's not VR. The Steam page isn't working. Yeah, we're working on that. And just like thin. So it's just like, I don't know. It would have been cool to see like just something like 10 seconds of like, if it's confirm it's multiplayer or whatever. I don't know. I mean, I'm excited to play it. Don't get me wrong, but it's not like this trailer kind of like pushed me any closer to being excited. Like I was already kind of just pumped just from like the first. Actually, I haven't played the second game yet. Just the first game.
The second one is better in my opinion.
Yeah.
The first one was obviously a big hit, but I really like the second one a lot more.
Yeah, actually, now that I'm looking at the Epic Game Store, there is some first person. I guess you're still running. I don't know if this is a cinematic thing. So the character's like helping you like climb this like wall and then dies.
And they get killed, and then you fall down, and then the guy smushes your face with the big mallet.
Yeah, so never mind. This is just so it is what it is.
Freedom ends in 2021 is how the trailer ends.
Oh, you know what? The Epic Game Store is tagged with co-op, so.
Okay, that's I'm going to take that as confirmation.
Yeah. So we'll play this. We'll stream it. Can't wait.
Yeah, we can play together. Yay.
Coming
on PS5 probably.
2021.
Last bit of news today, breaking. Like as a couple hours before we recorded this, Griftlands now on Steam. Vancouver-based indie studio Clay, as in Play Entertainment, released their deck-building roguelite. Steve, it's a roguelite. Griftlands into early access on Steam. It released July 2019 on the Epic Game Store, but people like to hate, and so if you like to hate, now it's on Steam, so you can stop hating.
Just like that.
Just like that. Please stop hating. Yeah, check it out. It's $14.86 until, let's see, it's like that launch sale. That's until July 9th. Oh, you got a month to get it for 15% off if you've been holding out.
So have you played this?
I have not played this.
I don't know if I've ever really played a deck building game. I know there's quite a few of them, especially like Hearthstone and stuff like that. I don't think I've ever really played it as its own game. Like Final Fantasy VIII had a card game and stuff like that, and Witcher has a card game, but I don't think I've ever played one. But I'm looking at this. I guess it looks like the cards are your sort of like moves and stuff. Yeah. All right.
Yeah, this is very similar to Slay the Spire, which is another deck building roguelite, actually, like almost the same. There's a few differences. As in you got a party in this one, whereas in Slay the Spire, you pretty much had just you and your deck of abilities.
Yeah, people love Slay the Spire too.
Slay the Spire is great. I recommend it. I don't know if it's still in Game Pass, but that's where I played it. And so as you played through Slay the Spire, you start with just a set number of cards like randomly, and then you finish a battle and you get some cards, you take some out or put some new cards in. This is very similar to that, I think. Yeah, looks good. They always do different things, because you look at all their games, like Hot Lava is like a first-person parkour, Don't Starve's like a 2.5D survival game, Mark of the Ninjas like a side-scrolling stealth game, and this is a like 2.5D roguelite deck builder. Like they do so many different things. That's so dope.
Yeah, Slay the Spire is on PC Game Pass, so
excellent. It's good, and it'll give you a feel if you want to check out if you enjoy the genre before hopping into this one.
Yeah.
That's cool. It for the news this week, Steve. It was a good week for news, and there's going to be a lot more coming up. There's the EA Play, which I think is this week on the 18th, or maybe next week.
I think.
Then there's
something like that. We're going to find out.
Well, actually, all the Apex news will technically be Canadian.
And NHL, whatever we find out about NHL.
Chell.
And maybe that Star Wars one is some hidden EA studio or something. I don't know.
Oh man, we never got that Amy Hennig Star Wars game.
No, we didn't.
We never got Amy Hennig's Uncharted 4. We never got Amy Hennig's Star Wars game. # justice for Amy Hennig. And then Ubisoft stream, I think, is the 12th of July, and that'll have a whole boatload, you could say, Steve.
Not until July?
Let me see. Yeah, Ubisoft Forward, July 12th at 3 p.m. Eastern.
Interesting. Yeah, EA said that we'll find out about Star Wars Squadron, but it's on June 15th. It's actually tomorrow. So by the time this is up.
I had a June 18th is the EA Play live, right?
Oh, maybe this is...
I think it's its own thing because this got leaked, so they're going to just do a little thing for
Oh,
it.
I see. Okay, yeah. So we'll find out about Star Wars Squadrons tomorrow, I guess, on Monday.
And then EA Play is Thursday at 7 Eastern.
True.
All right. But we'll be on the lookout for any Canadian games therein. Now it's time for everyone's favorite segment, Steve. Your favorite segment, my favorite segment, the listener's favorite segment. Wishlist this.
Woo.
If you don't know, I was inspired by Steve and Brett's, rest in peace, frequent wishlisting of games as we were talking about them. So every week, I find 3 upcoming Canadian games you can add to your wishlist right now. And we're good. I asked on Twitter for some, and people gave me a whole boatload, so I'm good for a couple weeks. But keep sending them in because we're going to keep doing this segment. Twitter, Facebook, people are reaching out on Facebook Messenger, Discord, email, however you want to get them to us. Let us know. This week, I got 3 juicy games for you, Steve. Starting in Edmonton, Alberta with Double Blit. Blit, not bit. I messed that up. Double Blit Games, Inc., and it's called Game Director Story. And I actually didn't get sent this. I actually saw Jason Schreier retweet one of the screens from this game. Kind of like, because Jason Schreier's a famous journalist now of the Bloomberg News Corp, who talks a lot about workplace issues, let's say, at various AAA and indie studios. And so he highlighted a screen in this game that was kind of relevant to the work he does, where like you get an email from the higher up that are like, hey, we can't do this in time. And the higher up's like, oh, I'll just stay a little later or something. So if you don't know, Game Director's Story is an unflinching and satirical look at the behind the scenes of how big budget AAA games are made. Based on first-hand accounts from industry veterans, players experience the emotional roller coaster of guiding a team through the agonizing decisions and compromises needed to ship a game. What do you think, Steve?
I'm like, I like... I was just thinking to myself, I'm like, I wonder if they had to crunch for this game.
The irony.
I guess, are they also going to get chirped for the furry thing? Like, is everything furry just going to...
Nah, this is more like anthropomorphized, I would say.
I can't keep up with all this. I'm just looking
It's a thin line.
I'm looking at the Steam thing, and are you just looking at like a computer screen and emails and stuff like that? Like, what? I guess my question is, what will we be doing?
It's kind of like a choose your adventure kind of strategy game. And so you see at the bottom, you get like different replies you can send. And just from talking to a couple people who do project management, this is like a Slack UI mock-up with some emails. And that's essentially the whole thing. It's you're just responding to people all day.
Yeah. Okay. I can see that. Actually, I'm down with that because there's I'm forgetting the game right now. There was a game where you basically play as a customer support agent, and then just like unravel, and it was kind of roguelike as well. And you basically find out about like a big conspiracy at the studio, but you also are still tested on your like customer support stuff, and I dug that. So I'm down with this. I'm late 2020. There is some GIFs too, but it's like funny because they're not GIFs of the gameplay. They're just like GIFs, I guess.
Yeah, they're like header GIFs instead of text.
Yeah. Real but humorous.
Still works.
I'm down with this. I'll add to my wish list right now. Oh, sorry, you had to ask.
Well, you knew I was going to ask, but now that it's on your wish list, I can play the sound effect.
All right, cool. Sorry, I went too fast.
Next game on wish list this week, Curved Space by Only by Midnight in Edmonton, Alberta. Another Edmonton joint. Curved Space is an intense arcade shooter about battling cosmic energy spiders across warped, physics-defying battlefields. Space stations and asteroids curve and loop around themselves. Up, down, who needs those when you've got spaceships, guns, and a swarm of bugs to blast? GIFs in the description. 10 out of 10. Steven.com.
Is that the new site?
No. Its planned release date 2020 by its... Oh, no, wait. Oh, shoot. I was looking at the wrong one. I have them out of order on my thing. Curved Space.
September 2020.
No gifts in the Steam page. I was wrong. Sorry.
The next
0
game,
to
though.
10, Steven.com.
The next game.
The next game does. What do you think looking at this?
It's like a 3D, or not, maybe not 3D is the right word, but it's like a different view of like a starship, or what's the game on PS3 and stuff where it's
Stardust.
Is
No,
that it?
you're the Rezo or the Housemarque game, right?
Yeah.
Super Stardust.
Super Stardust, that's it.
Yeah.
It kind of reminds me of that because the levels are all like weird and I mean in that it was all spherical, but here it's like
Your bullets will like curve around surfaces,
which I think is pretty cool. I'm just watching more of the trailer. They don't have the games.
Planned release date September 2020.
For these games, it's always about like the weapons for me. You know how when you play a Ratchet game, it's just like you want like cool weapons. That's what I'm kind of eyeing in this, and I'm seeing some cool shit. You can place down like these lightning towers. It looks like you got your standard bullets, some other cool stuff.
It'll feature a story mode, a survival mode, see how long you can take, and a daily run of a randomly generated thing that day. What do you think?
I wonder if you level up. I wonder if you like level up and stuff. That's the other thing I'm kind of curious about. In the story, at least. I like it though.
Customize your ship with a personal cocktail of ability upgrades throughout the campaign.
Oh, there you
or as
go.
rewards for clearing waves in survival mode, but that seems to be just cosmetic.
You
A
think?
massive arsenal of high-tech weaponry. Equip 2 weapons at a time at a pool of over 20, from machine guns to laser beams to exotic particle sprays and magnetic melee blades.
Nice. September 2020 as well. That's my birth month.
There you go.
Yeah, and actually I'm born on September 30th, so if they are set on September 2020, then it's guaranteed to be in my birthday. By my birthday.
I gotta ask Steve, is it on the wish list?
It is on the wish list.
Excellent. Last game today, the one that does have
Gifts.
in the Steam page. Sorry, Curved Space, but you should get on that. Watch This Space from It's Anecdotal. This is a team with developers in Christchurch, New Zealand, as well as Montreal, Canada. We covered one of the earlier games on the show, 39 Days to Mars, which is also still available for wishlist. But this is a new game they want us to plug. So it's a multiplayer game about shooting asteroids, racing asteroids, eating asteroids, being the asteroid, and about how the rules change. Gifts in the description. It's just playing on asteroids in a really fun way, where literally everything in the description you do, and it looks really fun. Like, you've played asteroids at this point. Everyone's played asteroids. But what if you just like messed with that and ran with it in a whole bunch of different ways in a multiplayer experience?
Super colorful too. Digging the colors. I'm wondering. Hold on, I'm just looking. Every screen has a second or has multiple players. I'm wondering if you have to play it with multiple people. Do you know that?
Let's see. There's shared or split screen in the features, but I can't tell if you can play single player or not. They have a Discord, so you could hop in and probably ask the developers.
True. Discord chat with the developer right there on the Steam page. Early alpha.
Top-down 2D action arcade shooter.
Oh, it's early access. Or wait,
coming to early access later
see.
this year.
Oh, nice. I see. Cool. I always
Steve,
like to look at early access expected to last about 6 months. So,
is it on the wish list?
It is.
Excellent. That's it for Wishlist this week. If you want to get your game on here, please send it to me any way possible. Discord, Twitter, Facebook, email, text.
DM on Twitter, DM on Instagram, DM on TikTok.
Get it to us. Break into my house and show me a screenshot.
Print off your like press kit and just mail it to him in Halifax.
Yeah, send it in a manila envelope.
One time my dad sent me like a comic that he read online. He printed it and sent it to me.
Oh my god. That's awesome.
He's like, I don't know how to email this.
God bless old people.
I know, it's great.
All right, Steve, it's time for Hot Take of the Week, which will essentially be what we think of that PlayStation 5 live stream.
Woo.
Hit me with it, Steve.
I figured we could start with just kind of going over the games that were shown. I mean, for me, in general, like, it was a really good show. Like, I thought, like, you had your big budget stuff like Gran Turismo, which I don't care about, but Spider-Man Miles Morales, like I think was a surprise to everyone. Ratchet and Clank, Rift Apart, Horizon, which wasn't a surprise, Hitman 3. I mean, people don't like NBA 2K. I'm sure people don't give a shit, or they just assumed it was coming anyways. Resident
Sweat tracing.
Yeah, exactly. Resident Evil Village, which I feel bad for the like. Resident Evil 3 and Resident Evil Village would be such hype moments for me during those presentations, but because it got leaked, it's just like, okay, cool.
Yeah,
But
it's out.
because it's like leaked. Like if once they announced Resident Evil 4, now it's just like kind of assumed that's going to happen anyways. But that got leaked as well, so it's just like, eh. But let's. I figured we would just go over GTA 5. It was really shitty that they started off with this because it's like, you see,
why
Rockstar,
would you start with this 2013 game everyone's played? And no one really cares about that it's coming to PS5.
Yeah, and when you see Rockstar, you're like, "Holy shit, really?" And then they showed
GTA 6 question mark?
Yeah, that's what I like. For a brief moment, I was like, "Holy crap!" If they had to add it to the stream, like it's good they did at the start or whatever. But this really could have just been a PlayStation blog post. Like, it didn't need to be in the thing. Spider-Man Miles Morales, I think, is really cool.
There was a bunch of confusion with it though, because people in the blog post that initially went up, they were like, it's an expansion on the Spider-Man story. So people are like, oh, it's like a spin-off like Lost Legacy was for Uncharted 4.
Yeah.
And it's still not entirely clear. They're saying it's a standalone, which means I think essentially just that it's using a lot of the Spider-Man PS4 stuff, but with new character Miles and some new content.
Yeah, I think it'll be the length of Lost Legacy, or like if you put all 3 DLCs, like the Spider-Man DLCs together, you get about an 8 or 9 hour game. Like I feel like it's going to be that.
Do you think it'll be like $39.99, like half price?
I think
Lost Legacy was
Lost Legacy half of a full.
Yeah, I think Lost Legacy was $49.99 Canadian when I went to get it.
I feel like it's going to be they'll like kind of justify like kind of a PS5 bump. You know what I mean? Like it won't be a full price, but it'll be like 60 or 75% of a full price.
Okay.
I also think it's coming to PS. Like there's rumors that it and what's the other something else is coming to PS4 because in the trailer it says gameplay shown on PS5 or something along those lines, but nothing else showed that. But I mean that's cool. I don't think anyone was really expecting that. Like it's only been 2 years since Spider-Man 1, so.
Marvel's Spider-Man *S.
Yeah, whatever. You're always such a stickler for like the actual names of stuff.
Game names are some of the stupidest things in all of entertainment, and we'll see from some of these game names here that just we're scraping the bottom of the barrel.
I had a studio message me on Discord just asking because they showed me a game they're working on, and then they're like, "What do you think is a good name?" And I was like, "I don't know. Like I have no idea. I'm so awful." With names, it took me forever to name my own daughter. Never mind like a game. So, Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart looked cool. It. Looked pretty dope.
Love it.
Project Athea with Square Enix. That was just a CGI thing. It's whatever.
Gary Whitta's writing that from Book of Eli,
really?
Rogue One, and The Walking Dead Season 1.
Oh.
The game, not the show.
Yeah. That gets me a little more excited, actually.
Yeah, it's not clear how much he's involved, whether he's just like making the world Bible or he's actually writing a bunch of it. I feel like because this was Square Enix had a game several E3s ago that kind of just disappeared, and I wonder if they just like sort of took that tech demo and they were like, is there a game here? Is there a story here? And they're trying to revive it maybe, but yeah.
As we mentioned, like with CGI stuff, it's like we don't have no idea what this game is really about. But
well,
it's just
there
cool
was
to know.
something that looked like representative of what you'd be doing in the game, like a lot of like flying around.
Oh, was there?
Yeah. Like it looked like some traversal, like a lot of like really big superpowery traversal, you know?
Maybe I gotta kind of go back to it.
But it definitely didn't look in game like there was no HUD or anything. But like, what the character was doing looked like what you would be doing as a player.
Stray, which I think we can all agree will be the game of the year.
That was probably if I had to pick one game from this stream that I was like, I want this game right now, it would be Stray. And it's also coming to PS4, so I don't have a reason to get a PS5.
That's fair. When they're showing the cat, I thought they were going to open up to like a bigger world or something, kind of how they showed like when they announced Final Fantasy VII, they showed like I think they showed like rats or whatever, and then open up to like the flower and then earth, and then it zooms out to the whole world. I thought it was going to do that at some point, but then it just never did. It's just like, oh, it's
No,
like
it's all about the cat.
the cat. My wife's pretty excited for that.
Yeah, me too.
Returnal.
Terrible name.
Or Returnal?
Yeah, terrible name.
Yeah. Who knows? Housemarque. It's not a twin stick shooter, so
They're done. They've said they're done with action arcade games. They can't get the audiences they want, so now they're gonna sell out and go mainstream.
So what is it? Is it like a Detroit Become Human type of, like, are they just the
I
new?
don't know. It's probably gonna be like some third-person action adventure game.
Yeah, sure. You sound super excited. Sackboy Big Adventure.
Not
cool.
developed by Media Molecule.
Oh, I meant to look in that. Really? They're
It's
not.
Sumo Digital, who did Sonic All-Star Racing Transformed, and they do a bunch of they've worked on other properties before, and they do sort of third-person action platformers. So this is right up their alley.
Did you ever play Super Mario World 3D on Wii U?
Yes.
Probably my favorite, like, 3D Mario, up there with Mario 64, which is really just there for nostalgia reasons. Like, and I kind of got that vibe from this, where it's just like a 3D multiplayer platformer. So I'm down.
Yeah, the platforming was always the weakest part of Little Big Planet. Like, it was too floaty.
It was very floaty. Yeah, it was
and
super annoying.
you couldn't be accurate with it, and that's something like I've listened to a couple speedrunners talk about it. That like makes it hard for that type of audience. But this looks a lot tighter, and it looks a lot more like Super Mario 3D World, like you were saying.
Yeah. Destruction All Stars, which is basically
What if Rocket League and Fortnite had a baby?
Yeah, exactly. Goodbye Volcano High, which we already talked about. I think we're both pretty excited to play that one.
This is probably the only game starring a non-binary scaly character in the history of video game live streams. Am I wrong?
Maybe, I don't know. Probably. Or probably
Shout
not.
out to
Sorry,
co-op
probably
mode.
not.
Good
Probably-
work.
Yeah. Kina Bridge of Spirits, which
Pass.
looks like when we were talking, it looks like the Star Fox Adventures game on GameCube.
Crystal or whatever.
Yeah. I think it was just called Star Fox Adventures, but you played it, or that's where they showed Crystal. And Cameo, someone, your friend mentioned that. Oddworld,
Yeah.
which I don't care about, and don't really even like that series at all. I wish it would just die.
They got a bunch of fans. Steve. I can't tell if it's a vocal minority or an actual fan base, but
Yeah, I was talking to my friend, and she loves Oddworld. She was excited for that too, so.
okay.
Ghostwire Tokyo, which is the Bethesda studio that did
Published.
Evil Within. I was kind of disappointed that it's first person.
It's Bethesda published. I forget the name of the studio because they did. It's Tango DreamWorks.
It's Bethesda
Japanese
published. I
studio?
think they're owned by Bethesda though.
I can double check that. What did you think of it?
It looks cool. It's like I'd rather not be or first person because I don't know how I feel about actiony first person. Like the way I was picturing that game was kind of like a Devil May Cry-ish thing, and maybe it's just me kind of thinking that's what it was going to be, and it's not, and I'm just a little like but I'm excited. Like, that dude created Resident Evil. He and I liked Evil Within, even though it's confusing as hell.
I really liked Evil Within.
And I just finished Evil Within 2, so
I have yet to play it. I have it. It's on the shelf, but and yes, ZeniMax acquired Tango Gameworks in October 2010.
yeah, I thought they're owned by Bethesda or whatever, the Bethesda people. Jet the Far Shore. I don't even know what this is. I just kind of wrote down from the GameStop Spot article.
Steven's pick for second.
Oh, geez, we just
most
talked
interesting game of the show.
Of course, I know what Jet is. Yeah, actually, and now that we saw the screenshots and trailers and stuff, it does look cool. Godfall, which is whatever.
Wait. We had someone in our Discord who, while we were talking about it, they worked on it remotely.
Oh yeah, that's right. I say whatever in that, like, I'm sure I'll play it, but it's not like I feel like it's going to be the game that I play because there's nothing else yet that I want to play. You know what I mean?
The dubstep rap trailer song didn't help build.
Oh, that was weird too.
It didn't fit, and I think that's what kind of turned me off.
Yeah. I feel like it's the kind of game that I'll play like when it's $20, $30 on sale or whatever, just to give it a shot. Because it's like a looter hack and slasher thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Something like that.
if there's not that many games to play at launch, like I think it's a launch game too, or very close to launch.
We don't know any of the launch games for PS5.
No, I mean, I'm not overly surprised by that. Like, because you can't even buy anything yet. So like,
You can't pre-order it. You don't know when it's coming out, how much it is.
Yeah,
what's
so you don't
coming with it.
So that'll come down.
Also, they announced that camera, and did we get any information about that?
Camera?
Yeah, in the reveal of the console, they show the PS5 new camera.
Oh, really?
Yeah, see, you already forgot about it because they didn't tell anything about it.
Yeah, that's the other thing. The other thing that's kind of concerning is that there's no VR type of stuff. But let's go through let's finish.
Okay.
Solar
After
Ash.
Godfall, Okay, Steve. Solar Ash, Haven, and The Pathless are 3 indie games that, and I shared all the screenshots side by side in our Discord, and I forget who said these look like just 3 levels from the same game.
Yeah.
They're like streaks from behind the character as they like glide across like grass that moves apart. These games look identical, and it's really tripping me up.
Yeah, I wonder when they all release, because remember when like Infamous and what was that Activision anti-hero game?
Prototype.
Yeah, those were like the exact same game, and came out like 2 months away from each other or something like that. I wonder if it's
Man, like Overwatch Battleborn.
Yeah.
Although those 2 games are very different mechanically and visually, but just got trounced by Overwatch.
Yeah, it was basically like, when you break it down to it being a hero based shooter, then.
But yeah, I actually would give some credit to Solar Ash, because I watched some more of the gameplay with the Guerrilla Collective live stream today, and it's got a cool like almost turn-based like fighting style when you're out in the world with these 2 characters who I think they're just dating or they're married, but they have a very cool relationship too, where like they go back to their base and they're like being fun with each other and like flirting, or like they'll make fun of each other, and then you can like choose what they do in their spare time, which I didn't get from that PS5 trailer.
Yeah. Well, you can't ray trace that, so.
No, you can't show ray tracing, so it doesn't matter. But yeah, I did like that vibe, and it doesn't look like the kind of game I would enjoy playing, but I definitely think if that like cute relationship, almost turn-based open world kind of resource gathering game sounds interesting to you, and it was well written too. There were a couple of lines that made me chuckle.
Are you on like roller skates or something too, or?
You're kind of like flying, and then you can actually like fly through the air, like Superman almost. So
it looks like a little bit of Gravity Rush kind of, because like she like, I don't know if it's just the camera turning upside down or something, but like at the end of the trailer,
it messes with your perspective. Yeah.
Okay, I see. It is what it is. I mean, I don't know if I'll play it, to be honest. Hitman 3, I didn't.
Yes.
It's cool.
The Hitman reboots are so tight, Steve. Like, you want to talk about like immersive sim, like level design, like these new Hitman games, IO co-developed. Wait, is it Eidos Montreal? No.
I don't know, to be honest.
Oh wait, is there a Canadian angle here?
Yeah.
No, IO Interactive is based in Copenhagen. Never mind. But yeah, these new Hitman games are really good. This one just looks like they're going for that like Dubai skyscraper level kind of thing. It looks so good. These games are absurd.
I haven't played any of the new Hitman ones. The last one I played was like it was like on PS3. I think
Absolution.
Yeah. That was the last one I played.
I played that one too. But these new ones are very good, Steve.
I'll say also the trophies for all these games are just complete shit. It's like 100, like they because I guess it was episodic, right?
Yeah, the new one was.
So it's like just 80 like bronze trophies.
They had a level with Sean Bean, I think. They did like a limited time Hitman target, and it was Sean Bean.
Oh my god, really?
I want them to bring that back. Just do different celebrity cameos you can kill.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
I want to choke out Benedict Cumberbatch and like stick him in a piano.
Including the base game, Hitman has 9 trophy sets, and there's no platinum, and it's like pretty much all bronzes.
All right, Steve. You didn't even get to see. They didn't even confirm trophies for PS5, so hold your horses.
Whoa. Let's not say crazy. Astro's Playroom, they continue to just use Astro to like show off the new stuff.
Apparently, Robot Rescue was really, or that was it called? Astro Robot?
The VR one?
The VR one.
Great game.
Yeah.
I would. You should pick it up. Actually,
I should pick it up.
Wait, do I? No, I sold it. Because when I sold my VR, I don't.
Damn.
It's really good. People were kind of saying it's like the Mario 64 of VR, which it's a little, I don't know, it's whatever. But I really dug it. Astrobot Rescue Mission was the game. But they had the free Astrobot like thingy when the PS4 came out too with the camera.
The Playroom.
Yeah, so it's the same thing.
This is also called Playroom.
What was the original one called?
It was called Playroom. Just
the Playroom.
And the robots were in your controller, and you could use the camera and stuff.
Yeah. So and there was the Playroom VR as well. So they always just use Astro as like their like new.
It's like the unofficial PlayStation mascot.
And just sort of the like, here's where we just do, cool shit, like just fun little things. Little Devil Inside.
Gorgeous. I really like this game's art style a lot, but it was giving some people like Monster Hunter vibes.
Oh, really?
In like the way you're out like tracking down monsters and fighting them. But then there's that weird thing where like you're this old man, and then I think it's like his adventures from when he was younger, maybe, and then you bring the monsters back and like give it to the Adventurers Guild or whatever. But there was a scene where these characters with like stereotypical like African tribal masks and like black dreadlocks are like screaming and running after you and throwing spheres, and the developers actually apologized for that and said they're taking those characters out of the game, which, if you had, I'm not going to say whether it was a good idea or bad idea, but just seeing how quickly that turnaround of like getting a quote unquote like that character got canceled. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just, I don't know. It's so hard to make characters without stepping on toes. Because even like,
I feel like they could refer to like a historian or someone who specializes in that sort of stuff to just like do it.
Well, I think the thing that people had an issue with was like they were just the mindless Indiana Jones 1 spear throwing half naked black people.
I see.
Yeah.
I wonder. Yeah, I don't know the context of it. I mean, I guess they're not super important if they just kind of kill it,
cut them
right away.
They weren't integral to the villains or whatever.
Yeah, so I don't know. The art style is really cool though.
I do like the art style a lot.
I'm watching the trailer again just to see where this like Monster Hunter.
It was giving me like stop motion, like Coraline and Kubo and the Two Strings, like that stop motion. What's that? Lakita, the stop motion studio. They make movies.
Yeah, I think
Missing
so.
Link was their latest one. It gave me that kind of vibe, which was really pretty.
Yeah. NBA 2K21, which I know you're super excited for.
Sweat tracing.
We don't really, we don't really need to talk about it, I guess. Bugsnax, which
third favorite game of the show for me.
Really?
Yeah, this is the Octodad studio, and having played Octodad a shit ton, I have so much faith in them to just make a stupid, fun game.
Is it PS5? Oh, it's Epic Game Store as well, so.
And it's also coming to PS4, I think.
Probably.
A bunch of these are like also coming to a bunch of other platforms.
Yeah, I mean, they're not gonna say that.
Yeah, PS5, right? PS4, Epic Game Store.
I imagine it's going to be like when PS4 came out and we didn't see like PS4 only games for like 2 years, unless it was like first party,
Right, like there was Killzone Shadowfall, which like only came to PS4.
Yeah, and Knack, which can only be done on the power of the PS4.
Yeah, they can't do a Knack again because you can't do it if it's not on a PS4. Knack lives and dies on the PlayStation 4.
Exactly. Demon Souls, which
some say is the Demon Souls of Souls-likes.
I was surprised at when these rumors were happening and stuff. But like when I was looking, we were talking about it on the Discord. Like Demon Souls is an old game. Like it's from 2009. Like it'll be 11 years old, almost 12 years old actually, because it came out in February of 2009. So when this one comes out, like it'll be like over a decade. So. And the Souls like stuff has been like kind of really refined and perfected since then. So it'd be cool to kind of go back.
I think because it's the same studio who remastered Shadow of the Colossus, and they made it feel better. They like did tweak some of the gameplay, and in a way that made it feel modern. While people who are fans of the original still like got that nostalgia trip.
I've been meaning to pick it up actually, the remake of Shadow Colossus, because
I got through like 4 or 5 Colossi before I stopped.
Yeah, true.
But yeah, Demon Souls is the only Souls like I've really ever played other than Bloodborne, and I couldn't get past the first boss. But I was also like, I got it like shortly after it came out, so I was like,
wouldn't you have been like 7 years old?
12. I would have been like 12 or 13. Just useless.
Just a stupid 12-year-old.
Just a stupid 12-year-old who listened to podcasts and was like, oh, Demon Souls, I'll try that one.
Deathloop, which I guess looks just like Dishonored, which
so
haven't played yet. Are you excited for Deathloop? Your buddy was.
Deathloop wins Steven's pick for most stylish game of the show because it had that like 60s French wave cinema style to like the art and the character reveal screens and stuff, which I really like. And people are saying, oh, it looks like just the abilities from Dishonored. I'm like, yeah, Dishonored is fucking amazing. More games should try and feel like Dishonored. And if this is the people who made Dishonored making another game with that style. And the other thing about Dishonored is the way most people try and play through it is by being extremely stealthy and using all your stealth abilities. So most people who play through Dishonored, I argue, don't even use all the cool arsenal of like guns and crossbows and like fire bombs and stuff that let you have a lot of fun in that game. So this is taking all that shit people don't use generally in Dishonored when they're trying to be sneaky and just lets them go all out. And I think that's really smart. Like at one point in the trailer, he just like takes a bunch of nails and like shoves them in a gun and like cocks it. And, like, what is happening? Like, this looks ridiculous and awesome. And so there is the option to play through. So you're on this island and you've got this contract to kill these 7 other people or 8 or whatever. But then someone else can invade your game and try to kill you. So while you're trying to kill other people, you might have someone hunting you. But you can choose to play through where that other person's controlled by an AI. And I think that's smart. That's the best way to do that.
That's fair.
Yeah, this game...
According to the Wikipedia
okay, I'm going to bump it up to number 2 on Steven's list of this show.
Oh, so what's
the Snacks goes down.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, according to the Wikipedia, it's set to be released on PlayStation 5 and Windows in late 2020. So is it not? Is it a PlayStation 5 like exclusive?
No, because it was at the Bethesda show, and I feel like
it's published by Bethesda, right?
Yeah, like it's Bethesda owns Arcane.
Deathloop makes its console debut on PS5 this holiday. I bet you it's a timed exclusive.
Yeah.
So there you go. That. There's your PS5 game exclusively on consoles for PS5.
Yeah, I can play on PC though.
Can your PC run this?
Probably. It can run Dishonored just fine.
Yeah, but this is like ray tracing stuff.
Is it? Did they say ray tracing?
I don't know. Maybe. My game of the show, Resident Evil Village. Just pumped for that. Even though
Chris is back. He's mad. He's old.
Oh, he's super mad. Yeah, he looks so different.
He's so old and chunky and like out for blood.
I guess like depending on when this game takes place, like he would be like 50 years old or so, and seen some shit. You know, like enough to just like want to get a lobotomy. I would imagine at this point, but I'm excited for this. However, after playing like Resident Evil 2, Resident Evil 3, and Resident Evil 7 the last like 3 years, like I much prefer the third person aspect of it than the first.
7's
person.
My favorite.
Really?
Yeah.
I just like the third person over the shoulder stuff more. I just think it's better. I don't know. I'm still excited. I'll play it, obviously, day one.
Okay.
But I'd rather it be third person. Now, if it's VR though, that's a whole nother thing. But they never mention anything about VR. We don't even know
if PS5 supports VR.
No, we do know that.
Have they said PS5 supports VR?
Yeah, they said that the PSVR unit that you have right now will work on PS5.
Interesting. Okay.
But you would think that if any of these games were VR, they would at least throw a logo or something in there, and internet nerds would find that. But
yeah,
I don't think that happened. So
no,
that doesn't bode well. Pragmata. What was
stupid
that?
Name.
Another stupid name. When was Pragmata?
It was the one with the little see-through cat and the little girl and the guy who looks like the logo from Kojima Productions, and then they fly into space.
Oh, it's from
and
Capcom.
then they're on the moon or whatever.
It's a Capcom game.
Looks so like I didn't learn anything from that trailer.
Oh yeah, when they were showing this, I thought it was going to be like a Death Stranding sort of thing.
It got Death Stranding vibes,
That
but
armor.
it's a Capcom joint.
And my second favorite game of the show, Horizon Forbidden West, because I really dug Horizon, and this was all about, this was so obvious. I thought it would be a launch game, to be perfectly honest. And I guess, oh no, they didn't say it was 2020, so I thought it'd be a launch game, but I'm excited to jump back into that because that world is so cool.
After all of the native appropriation issues of the first game, choosing to go with like a Western expansion story for the sequel, where you're literally going into the Western United States, seeing what's there and conquering it. Just saying, it was an interesting choice. It looks pretty. There's a crab. I like crabs, and I'm probably not going to play it.
Not going to play it at all?
I don't really like the first one, and I guarantee you this is actually probably going to come out around when Breath of the Wild 2 comes out, strangely enough. So it'll be another one of those, well, these are two open world games, and I like this one better.
That's fair. I would say...
There was rumors it would have co-op. I didn't get that from the trailer, but
no, I didn't
that would be interesting.
I'm surprised we didn't see the Last of Us factions stuff.
Nah, that's going to...
They've hinted at that pretty strongly.
I love the Last of Us multiplayer, Steve. It's
I did
probably one of my favorite, if not my favorite, multiplayer experience.
Apex Legends, what with your boy, Steve?
Apex Legends is the best battle royale, but the Last of Us multiplayer, I played hundreds of hours. Oh yeah. Man, I had like friends I made through the multiplayer, and we would play regularly. Like, so good.
So I was a little surprised we didn't see that, but that's fine. I would say my top 3 games was Resident Evil, Horizon, and Spider-Man. With a close, Stray and Ratchet and Clank, then Sackboy. It was cool to see Ghostwire stuff, I guess. NBA 2K21, even though no one cares about that.
Yeah,
the indies looked cool. Goodbye Volcano, Jet. Now that we've seen more of Jet or whatever through the Epic Game Store. I thought it was a really good show, though. I thought they kind of covered, like, there's quite a few genres on here. There's quite a few things. I thought it was like pretty solid. Like, it would have been nice to see, and the console looks whatever. It would have been nice to see like a launch date and price and stuff like that. But I don't like. There's time for that. Like, you can't even buy it. So why do you even need to know what the launch date or the price is or what the launch games are? Because you can't even like make a purchasing decision. So it's just like whatever. These are just.
I'm sure games. Amazon France will leak all that in a week or two.
Oh, I'm sure. And also, we know when the thing is launching. It's launching in the middle of like October, before Black Friday in November. Like, that's when it's launching.
It'll be second week in November.
Yeah, so I mean, and it's going to be at least 600 Canadian. So.
Oh my God! Don't say that.
Save those pennies. Hey, I got my. I'm fully expecting dropping like well over $1,000 on Xbox and PS5 shit this Christmas.
That's gross.
Yeah, well, whatever. It's not like I've been making stock trades, so I'm good.
My top 3, I'm gonna have to give it to Stray, Deathloop, and then Bugsnax. Just 3 very, very different games. We got not gameplay trailer for Stray, but for Bugsnax and Deathloop. I got a little taste of what we're gonna be doing in that, and yeah, they just look so stupid and weird and different and not a shooter.
Yeah, other than
Deathloop.
Other than like Sly 5, obviously, was there anything that they didn't announce that you would want to see? Like, I would have wanted to see the multiplayer, whatever their big multiplayer thing is this launch, right? Like, Killzone had multiplayer. What's the big like PlayStation exclusive multiplayer? Like Spider-Man.
Exclusive? I don't think there'll be anything.
That's why I was like, I thought it would be Last of Us Factions.
The days of exclusive multiplayer experiences are over, Steve. Everything has to support crossplay.
No. I mean, because it's a first-person game or party game.
Then yeah, the only one that'll probably ever have it is Last of Us, or what else? What other PlayStation Studio even does multiplayer now?
If they give Uncharted or Killzone to another studio,
Yeah. Yeah, they set up Uncharted for a sequel. Of course they did, but
And I mean,
Yeah,
they could always
I don't
make
know.
another one. I guess Destruction All Stars is going to be multiplayer, but that's not what I mean. I mean like a first person shooter or third person shooter, or whatever. So I was
Nothing.
expecting Last of Us Factions. Like I really thought we would see that, but it wasn't there. So other than Sly 5, what was something that they missed, or Sly 5 really the only thing that you're holding on to?
We're never getting a Sly 5, Steve. I'm gonna end the meme on
We
this
might.
episode.
No, we might.
No, we're never getting a Sly Cooper game. Like they've stuck with Sackboy. They'll use him till he's done. They're giving remakes to all the Activision platformers like Spyro and Crash. So they're clearly, and Ratchet and Clank's still doing well. So Sly is just discarded.
No, believe in something, man.
No, I would love if they went back to Sly Cooper. They won't. And I think I need to accept that and move on with my life.
I'm gonna petition for you. So the developer that made Sly 4
Sanzaro?
they don't have anything on the docket for the future. So whatever they're working on is unknown.
They have not been working on a Sly Cooper 5 since
You never know.
2012 or 2011.
No, obviously not since then, but whatever they're working on is unknown. Like the
Okay.
last game they released,
Sports Champions?
Oh wait, no, never mind. They're acquired by Facebook, so they're not the studio now. Never mind.
Nope, never mind. We're never getting another Sly game.
Sly's dead.
All right. Yeah, other than that, it looks like it's a very stupid design for a console, and you have to put a stand when it goes flat. It makes no sense to me. Those wings are going to snap off the first time a kid knocks it off the TV stand.
I'll let you know.
The disc tray and diskless versions, they're very obviously pushing for a diskless future because that's what the platform owners want. They want to have 100% control over your games. And $600, you're probably right. It's probably because it's essentially like a really streamlined PC at this point. And if it does everything it claims it can do, like the virtually no loading times and ray tracing and all this stuff, it has to be close to 600 or 700 Canadian.
Yeah, because 400. The lowest I think it would be in US is 400, right? Because that's what the PS4
For the diskless version?
See, that's where I guess it gets a little bit. Yeah, even then with the diskless, because the PS4 was 400.
$399, and then it actually went up after it came out because the dollar tanked.
Yeah, then that's
so if you
what
bought
I mean.
a PS4 at launch, you actually got it cheaper than people who bought it like 6 months later.
400 US is 543 Canadian. So, add tax on the 543, which here is 13%. That's
Disgusting.
That's $613. So straight up, like,
Oh my god.
so it's at least $600. Like easily, I would be shocked if it's less than 600 Canadian, like 599. I would be shocked.
That's gross.
Gotta get that money. I was thinking about this, like when you were a kid and you wanted to go see like R-rated movies and all this shit, and you couldn't. And then when you got that age, you just stopped caring about those people and stuff. And I remember like having to download Resident Evil the movie because my friends and I weren't age appropriate seeing it in the movie theater, so I just downloaded it and watched it like 20 times with friends coming over and stuff. It's kind of how I feel about like consoles, because it's just like I got the savings to just buy it. So like, to be honest, whatever the price is, whatever price Sony sets it, won't stop me from buying it. It's just going to stop me from getting the Xbox right away. So I'm just going to do it. Like I said, it's going to be, it could be a stupid decision, but it's going to be like, I'm just going to do it anyways, because what the hell else do I spend my money on anyways? I'm not taking the TTC to work anymore, so.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna do the same thing I did for the Switch. I'll wait like 1 to 2 years till I find a sick bundle on Marketplace or Kijiji. Comes with a couple games, controller, much cheaper than buying all that new, and just do that.
Yeah, so nothing announced was like you're like, I have to get this day one. Like even if Spider-Man doesn't come to PS4, like that's not enough or whatever.
No, not really. Like I really want to play the new Ratchet and Clank. I love Ratchet and Clank. I really want to play the new Spider-Man. I really want to play the Demon Souls remake. I really want to play Resident Evil Village, and I will eventually. But nothing that was like, holy shit, I need this in my life.
Is Resident Evil Village a PS4 game as well, or is it?
Ooh, maybe actually. So maybe I will be able to play that.
Because it's third party, right? So unless they're Oh, actually, the Wikipedia just says PS5, Xbox Series X, and Windows.
See, then I'm tempted to just buy it on Xbox One, because then I get it on Xbox Series X for free, upgraded.
Well, it's not. Sorry, no. The Wikipedia only has it for Series X, PS5, and
Oh,
Windows.
okay.
Not for previous consoles.
Man, who knows, Steve?
Drop that money.
I'm definitely going to do that, but I'm not going to be buying any of these this holiday.
All right, so all the PS5 hot takes will just come from me then.
Yeah, essentially.
I thought you were going to get
a bunch
Xbox.
of these games will be on PS4 too, though. So
yeah, that's true.
Anyway, that's it for the PS5 opinions. I want a release date, a price, and launch games. And actually, it doesn't even matter if I'm not going to buy it. Price would be nice to know, though. It's just a game of chicken at this point between Xbox and PlayStation, because whoever says price first technically gives the others an opportunity to change, but I'm sure all those decisions have already been made.
Yeah, I mean, they probably have exactly how much they need to sell. Like if they sell at this, they're expected to make this much money. If they sell it at this price, they know they'll make this much money. Like they have all these numbers. They've been crunching that shit for a long time. It's really just like, and with COVID, like all this stuff's just up in the air. Like I would imagine the only thing I could think of that like Factions wasn't shown off is because Last of Us 2 isn't out, and they wouldn't want people to think that like the next Last of Us is already out on PS5. So why would they play Last of Us 2 sort of thing? That's the only thing I was kind of thinking about Factions, because I gotta imagine that game's real.
They announced they're doing a multiplayer thing on the side.
Yeah, like, and I would assume it's a PS5 exclusive, because like why would they not make it a PS5 exclusive?
That would get me. That would get me, Steve.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Oh, well,
I love The Last of Us multiplayer.
I mean, we might find out in July or August. Like, I'm still holding out that Factions is a real thing that comes out this year.
This year, probably not, but yeah, that would be a day one buy for me with a new PS5 if I couldn't get one.
Oh, can't wait. All right,
there you go. That would be the one to do it. I fucking love The Last of Us multiplayer.
With some Sly Cooper skins in it or something.
Oh man, there were like 600 hats in Last of Us 1 multiplayer.
It was ridiculous.
Absurd. Let's close out the show, Steve, with what we've been playing. We streamed twice this week, but forgoed our weekend streams because of all these live streams. And there was a shit ton of construction like directly behind my balcony today, like drilling and shit. It would have just been the worst. So, but on Tuesday, we streamed Dreamscaper's Prologue, partly developed by a Kingston-located developer. I liked it. I liked it a lot. It's a roguelite with a T, I think. It's gorgeous too, and the music's surprisingly really struck me in the way it weaves in and out of like when you're in battle and not in battle, like seamlessly. And I know that's something other games do, but I really liked and noticed it in this game. It's going to be part of the Steam Festival, I think, and it was in a bunch of live streams this weekend, like the Guerrilla Collective and a couple other ones. And the premise, if you don't know, you're playing this girl named Cassie, I think, and you're sort of like evening activities where you can like go to different places and talk to people and spend time. But then when you get home, you go to sleep and you enter the like dreamscape, which is sort of a procedurally generated series of rooms that have different enemies and treasures, and you can like equip items and drop old ones. You have like 2 slots, kind of like Dead Cells, where you compare them and want to find the better one. And then the level ended with a boss battle with this big fish thing that it took me like 2 or 3 times to beat, but it felt really, really good. And you can buy an edition of the game that has a second level, and I think might count as like a pre-order of the actual game. It's called, and they like right in the it's called the Supporters Edition. It's $5.69 Canadian.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now.
It unlocks a new city level, a new boss.
But still just like the prologue. Like it's still just the demo.
Yeah, it doesn't say anywhere in the description that it's like a pre-order. So I think this is just like if you liked the prologue and want another level and like toss $5 to the devs, you can get it.
Right.
But the actual full game is still a ways off, I think.
We always like to talk about the
available
gifts.
summer this year. So
we always like to talk about the gifts and stuff on the page. They actually have a gift to show you where to wishlist it and to follow.
Amazing.
At the very bottom. It's good shit. I actually
that is good.
I add to my wish list. You should play the sound. I thought we did this one in a wish list this thing.
We probably did the prologue then and not the actual game.
Oh yeah, actually you're right. I wishlist the game. I just wishlist the prologue right now. I guess it's a different. That's interesting. It's a different store page then.
Yeah, it was probably like.
That's interesting because I wishlist the prologue right now, which I'll do.
Oh, have you wishlisted the full game then?
Yeah, I did. I'm actually going to download the demo. Oh wait, I have the demo. Oh my god,
the demo's free and it's really good, and I highly recommend you check it out. But yeah, so that we played that on Tuesday. Thursday we played Super Crush KO, the next game from Vertex Pop, Toronto indie studio with lead artist Gabby Dorenzo, who's now at Drinkbox. It's great. I love it. It's tight, and it has a lot. Like it has to be inspired by Guacamelee because there's like the armadillo things that like roll at you and you have to dodge through them, and then there's like lasers that you have to like dodge through to not take damage, and but it's like much faster and way more arcadey in that like you have like the times X 2040 on the side, and then if you get hit, it like actually no, Guacamelee has that too. It really is just heavily inspired by Guacamelee, and it's just really really good. It's pretty with like the pastel art style. The premise is some alien lady steals your cat and you're trying to get her back, but then there's some romantic tension between your character and the alien lady. So I haven't beat it yet, but I assume this might have a happy ending. But yeah, it's good. I really really like it.
Nice.
Actually, I'm going to put that up there as a contender for me for Canadian Game of the Year, up there with Boreal Tales.
I still have to pick it up. Is it on? I forget. What did it come out on?
It's on Switch and Steam, and I assume they're trying to get it on other things because their other games are on other things.
Right. Yeah.
It would be right at home on Switch, though. Really good. But that's it for streaming this week. Next week, we'll be back with... we're streaming... Let's see here. Breacher's Story from Montreal studio, Ire from a Newfoundland studio, The Last Year After Dark, and Shadowy Contracts, which we would have streamed this weekend, but construction and live streams got in the way. So yeah, subscribe, twitch.tv, Canadian Game Devs. We'll be playing this week. And maybe Steve will hop on and play something more Long Dark or Celeste or something.
I wanted to stream Long Dark like late Friday night, but I fell asleep. I'm just too freaking tired.
And then for non-streaming stuff, Steve and I played some Apex, still the best Battle Royale game. I'm playing Valorant. I really like it, and I'm really bad at it. And I'm doing all the added grindstone levels. Still the best mobile game ever made. Fuck you, Call of Duty Mobile. Oh, and my girlfriend and I are playing through Last of Us one more time before Friday.
Grounded.
When the second one comes out.
Grounded. You're such a... I wonder... I'm interested because I haven't played Last of Us since it was re-released on PS4. Mm-hmm. And you're like, the like innards of that game so well, but the mechanics as well. And I'd be interested to see like what you think about the difficulty for Last of Us 2 if it's like transitions over or something.
It's weird because like I'm playing on Grounded, and on Survivor and Grounded you don't have listen mode, and then on Grounded enemies do like double damage. You find like half the amount of supplies everywhere and stuff. But like my girlfriend's never seen how it's like quote unquote supposed to be played with because listen mode just changes the game. You just know where everyone is.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So it's interesting. It doesn't make like listening to interviews with the developers. They didn't even want to have listen mode, but the game was too hard. So they're like, all right, there's a mode that just shows you where everyone is who's close to you. Like threw their hairs up, like fine, hands up. But yeah, there's parts of this game where like on Grounded, I get through this huge chunk, like first try, I don't even die. I'm like, God, that feels good. Like this is probably the best game I'm at, the best game I'm best at, you know?
Yeah, true. I mean, this is your 16th playthrough, you said?
15th or 16th. I have to go back and check, but yeah, I did Survivor Plus on PS3 at launch. Then they had a Grounded Plus. Then I played through again on Easy to get some of the trophies. And then on PS4, I did Survivor Plus, Grounded Plus.
Then not to mention Factions, too.
Oh, I played so much Factions. Like, days and days of Factions. Like, it's so good, Steve. But yeah, this is my game, and I'm ready for as soon as I wrap this up, I'll have 100% trophy list on PS3, PS4, ready for part 2 on Friday.
Ooh, buddy. Nice.
Yeah. What have you been playing, Steve?
Apex, as you mentioned. And then I dipped into Division 2 last night because I just wanted to like, because I just wanted to I just wanted to like a shooter, you know, just like a looter shooter, just to grind away. I've this is like my 8th or 9th time playing Division 2 because I just and eventually just get so bored of the loot because it's just backpacks and shit. And I'm just ignoring the loot right now. Like I pick it up and I just like swap for different levels and I'm ignoring everything. I'm just really just wanted something to shoot.
It just needs one button on the menu where you're like, scrap everything or equip the highest level of all the things I have and scrap everything under it. There's just one button that does that.
I know. Exactly. Because I don't care about like the really intricate stuff, especially because I'm like level 20 or whatever. Like it doesn't matter. Like I'm just going to, if something has more armor, I'm just going to switch it out. So it's just like, the game do it for me. Why am I doing it? And then I was playing more Long Dark, still loving this game. I'm near the end of episode 2. It's just so good. Like everything, like it's so stressful. And just like, there's been times where like the last like area that I just did is this big like frozen lake or like shallow lake. And like I fell through the ice and that just fucking ruins you. Like you're freezing cold, your clothes are ruined, like some good shit. And then I was trying to get to like this other area and it was pitch dark out and I had no light, but I was just like, I just need to do this. And I fell and like broke my leg.
Oh no.
There's so many like cool things. And there was like a blizzard and stuff. And like, I don't know. It's really good. I haven't gotten back to survival mode because I kind of just beat the story or what we have of the story so far. And then I'll kind of jump back into survival mode, but I'm still loving it. And I wanted to stream it. I'll try to stream it this week, but no promises. And then I did play... Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
I did play more of Celeste. I'm not really like... I can tell it's...
I saw your tweet. You're like, I don't like the best platformers the last couple of years, so maybe I just don't like platformers. 2D platformers.
Well, I was saying 2D because I was referring to Celeste, but the two games I was referring to is Mario Odyssey and Celeste. Because Mario Odyssey I just thought was really like just super repetitive and mediocre. Like I really like... I like Celeste more than I like Mario Odyssey, but I really did not like Mario Odyssey. And Celeste, like, I'm fine with it. It's just the difficulty is so like fake. Like nothing happens. Like you just get spawned back at the start. Like figuring out how to beat the level is way better than when I actually do beat it. So when I figure out like I have to like, you know, side swipe this like rock thing so it goes over and then I gotta quickly hit it down or whatever, like figuring that stuff out is like way more enjoyable than like just getting it right and getting to the end of the level, because it's just so annoying to like do a level like 50 times over and then just finally beat it, because I feel like if I were to do it another 50 times I would just die all the time. So I don't feel like I'm getting better or anything. So I want to beat it, but there's no way in hell that I'm going to do the seaside shit or whatever. I'll beat it or whatever just so I can say I beat it. But I'm not like, I don't know, like last couple like platformers that have been really loved, I'm just kind of like, I don't know if it's a genre that's really I'm kind of feeling it, or if I need a little bit more. A friend of mine on Twitter recommended Hollow Knight, which apparently is hard as fuck too, and it's on PS Now.
It's not even a platformer; it's a Metroidvania.
Oh, is it? Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's like, well, obviously there's platforming elements to a Metroidvania, but like whereas Celeste is just pure platforming.
Yeah.
Hollow Knight's like a hub world with different abilities that let you into other areas and single room bosses and stuff.
What about Dead Cells? Dead Cells is more like that too.
Dead Cells is zippy, quick. It's a roguelite, so you'll die a lot and respawn, but it's very, very attainable, like beating it.
Yeah. I need more platformers. Now I would consider a short hike kind of a platformer, right? Like it's just and I really love that. So it's not like I'm poo-pooing on all platforms. It's just
no. You just reckon it's a like there's like I think you and I both don't really care about like racing sims. Like we don't play Forza Motorsport or Gran Turismo because like we don't care about that type of game. It doesn't connect with us. But we look at it and we're like, oh, that looks like a car, and I'm sure like the people love this game because it simulates what a car is like really well.
Yeah,
but like
I
we don't like those games, so we don't play them. Whereas like I think that's kind of what maybe this like genre of 2D platformer like Meat Boy and Celeste is for you.
Yeah, exactly. Although I played GT Sport because I really just wanted to see like the game that someone had been creating for 25 years, like what what that, because it's just been the same guy. Then obviously it's a big team, but I mean, like, it's been that same guy making Gran Turismo games for 30 years now. I was just like, I wonder what it's like to just
Is
make
PlayStation
this.
30 years old now? 1995? 6?
Yeah,
Holy.
Gran
No.
Turismo.
Oh, yeah. Jesus
Yeah.
Christ.
I mean, 1990, maybe 1995, 96. Yeah, somewhere around there. Gran Turismo. I'm trying to see when the first Gran Turismo is. Was in 1997, so it's almost 30 years. So I was just like, I wonder what it's like to make the same game for 25 years. Like, what that like feels like. I didn't play much of it though. It's just like, whatever, I'm done with this. But no, you're right. Like, it's not a genre that I'm just kind of like really itching. I don't know if there's other 2D platformers that people kind of like love. I'd be interested in checking it out. But it's difficulty stuff in Celeste. It's just not really feeling it.
I totally understand. If you were like, oh, this game's like ugly and not fun and like it's stupid, I'd be like, no, that's not fair. But you're like, yeah, like the reason you don't like it makes sense to me.
I kind of want to play it on assisted mode because I kind of just want to like play through it because the story is really cool. The sound, like the music is awesome. The graphics are really cool. The level, like I'm in chapter 6 and it's like the foresty kind of weird level. Like,
Oh yeah, like the waterfalls and stuff.
yeah, it looks
Yeah.
awesome. So I've been thinking like maybe I'll just go into system mode just so I can beat it and just experience it. So I don't know.
The it's literally an analogy for like I won't give up the ending because like, I think you know where it's going, but like
Yeah. It's like mental health, overcoming your fears and your self-doubts and stuff, right?
like the scene where you're on the trolley with what's your friend's name? Lou
The Instagrammer.
yeah, the Instagrammer. Oh god, what's his name?
I'm forgetting it too. I love stuff like that though. Last of Us
Theo.
Last of Us Left Behind or whatever had the Facebook integration when you post like the thing and the guys on Instagram and you can look up like the photos. It's pretty cool.
But yeah, the scene on the trolley with Theo and he's like walking you through the breathing process. That one actually like that scene hit me pretty hard.
That was some good shit actually.
And I was like, this is really, really good. And yeah, so the game hit me in an emotional way and in like I got into the flow of that game so hard.
Yeah. So I'll beat it. But I'll, it's sort of like how I'm tackling Sly Cooper 2 as well, where it's just like, I just need to play like a few things here and there. But like if I play for more than like 20 minutes, I'm just like, this is just getting frustrating. And then I get mad.
Don't get mad.
Then I take it out on no, I'm just joking.
Oh God. Anyway, that's it for this episode of the CanadianGameDevs.com podcast. Thank you so much for listening.
It's a joke. It's a joke.
If you want to help us keep the site running, covering the game dev scene, you can support us over on patreon.com/CanadianGameDevs. We're backing us at any tier. Gets you early access to the show, a special channel on our Discord, and if you back us at $1 a month, or higher than $1 a month, we'll put your name at the end of the credits, like these lovely folks. Aaron McLeod, Elizabeth Avery, Hanel, Jean Leggett, Jeff Shepstone, Jeffrey Canham, Graph Metal, Kai Hutchins, M5 Games, Nicholas A. Zorko, Nav from Academy of Games, PixelNuts_Alex, Slaughter Neko, check out their Kickstarter project coming out soon, and Stacy H. Thank you so much, patrons, for your support. If you listen on Apple Podcasts, please leave us a review. We'd love to know what you think. Take your feedback in stride. And if you're not listening on Apple Podcasts, I don't know if Spotify doesn't have a review thing. I don't know if Google does, but email us if you have any feedback or hop on Discord and DM us. And if you like this episode, maybe share it with a friend, someone who's interested in the Canadian game dev scene, maybe, or someone who just wants to hear a couple people talk about games. That's never been done before in a podcast.
Never.
Thank you for joining me this week, Steve. Where can people find you on the internet?
Stephen O'Crane on Twitter and Instagram. I think there's 8 sometimes in there. And TikTok, although I still have not yet made a TikTok.
I'm waiting.
I just don't know what to do. Every time I see something, I'm like, oh, that was smart. I wish I did that. And now I don't want to, so I don't know. Maybe it'll never happen. Maybe I'll just be a lurker on TikTok forever.
I feel like the majority of TikTok users are lurkers.
Very possible. I mean, I only have 2 followers, you and a coworker. So, I mean, what's the point?
I have like 1,000 because that one Smash one I made blew up.
Oh, yeah, that's right. And you had a Trump one as well, didn't you?
Oh, that one's funny. It's the Gabriel Gundaker vine where he's like,
I'm an adult.
4 female Ghostbusters. The feminists are taking over. I'm an adult virgin. Yeah, you can find me on TikTok. Steven.Riley, I think, is my at. And also on Twitter and Instagram, Stephen Riley. PHANREILLY. And of course, go to the site, CanadianGameDevs.com. Follow at Canada Game Devs on Twitter. It was like 2 characters too long. Facebook at Canadian Game Devs. Instagram at Canadian Game Devs. Our Discord is Canadian Game Devs. Everywhere, Canadian Game Devs. We'll be back next week. We'll have our thoughts about any Canadian games announced at the EA thing. We're also covering all these other live streams for Canadian games, pulling those out. And
NHL 21, yeah.
You think they'll do another NHL? I don't know. The last one ended so well. he won the Stanley Cup and went home to his family.
That's no one's won the Stanley Cup.
Oh, true. Yeah, they can't do one this year. There's no roster to put in it.
There's literally nothing's changed. I don't know what the sports are going to do because like a lot of people, you enter free agency and stuff like that. Like some people don't have teams right now, or they won't have teams like after the season sort of thing. So I don't know, whatever. Anyways, sports.
We'll be there, and you should be there too. Thank you. Have a good week.
Bye.
Oh, you got low levels now?
Yep.
Okay, and we'll clap on 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, lovely. And 3, 2, 1.